morning, everyone. Thanks for jumping on. It is a gloomy, cold, yucky day in Louisiana, but it's all good because you can create your own sunshine, right? So I just listened to the Ed Milet podcast that I posted for you guys. A huge thank you to the wonderful friends who sent it to me. And they were like, maybe you should listen to this. I was like, yes, I will. I have listened to that every day now for the last 4 days. And I think that's going to be my whole April. Listen to it every day. Because Ed Milet, he took us to church, he took us to a little psychology class, all the things. So I posted it in the messenger chat for you guys, and it's on the power of energy. So today we're going to talk about energy and action, okay? So I want you guys to just think about the fact that amazing things happened in our company in March. I don't care who you are. Well, you might have to be under a rock or not on social media to not know that March was an absolutely, I'll say record-breaking. It seemed record-breaking with some of the posts that I was seeing with things that were happening. And I want everybody on this call, whether you're listening live or watching the recording or sharing it with your teams or whatever the case might be, anyone's welcome. But I want you guys to remember from last week, anything is possible and everything is figure-outable. So if you are sitting here and you're like, oh, must be nice for them. Oh, yeah, but they have an upline that's helping them. Oh, it must be blah, 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 blah. Erase all of that. It starts with you. It is all about you. If you are not in full momentum right now, it can start today, and it starts with you. And it starts with energy and action. Energy and action, okay? So I am not going to recap the podcast except for the 2 quotes that he said. Energy is influence. We always hear leadership is influence. Yes, it is. If you want to go to Growth Mindset School, you can go listen to, John Maxwell and all of the people. He says leadership is influence. And Milet says energy is influence. What we put out there, we attract. The person with the highest energy wins. And I don't know about you, like I said, unless you've been under a rock, if you are following Trisha Rieger and that whole team and everything that they are doing, there's actually, I could name like 5 or 6 or 7 different teams that I have been following. The person with the highest energy wins. When she gets on Facebook right now or Instagram and she's like, I want to tell you guys what we're doing. She's like, oh my gosh, this is what we're doing. And this is what's happening. And this is how it's happening. You have to do it. And she's like, talking fast, I'm like, whoa, you need to slow down. But then it's like, well, actually, you don't need to slow down because that energy is why you have things going on. And that energy is why the momentum is there. And that energy is why people are saying, I want what she has. Yes, please. And I'm going to go share it with 3 more people. It is contagious. So energy and action are your words for April. My words for April. You can take them if you want to or not. Energy is influence. If we put on this excitement and this urgency and this wonderful, we have what people need, people are going to want what we have. Okay, so the first thing is energy. Listen to the podcast. If you want to put it on your playlist, I don't know about you, like in the mornings, I get Hudson to school and then I come back. I sit and have my cup of coffee. I do my quiet time. And for April, then it's going to be put on Ed Milet. Like when I'm dry shampooing my hair and doing what I am doing for whatever, I'm going to have that in my ear because it is, like I said, he takes you to school and then he takes you to church and then back to school. And then it's like, well, if I'm not successful, it's my own dang fault. Okay. So there's that for you. I'm busting out an oldie, but a goodie. I think my Bible is the only other book that's highlighted and doggy-eared and torn up as much as this one. I don't even think you can get it anymore. Positive Action Plan. But it's like your devotional for network marketers for personal growth and development. So we are going to read this really quick and then rock and roll. When you have talked yourself into what you want, stop talking and begin saying it with your actions. Oh my gosh, we could just stop right there, right? Could we just stop right there? Am I the only one who's gets that little twinge of, well, dang, I thought I was working my business, but I guess really I'm just complaining to people about what's not happening in my business, right? So when you have talked yourself into what you want, stop talking and begin saying it with your actions. Persuading yourself that you can do something is a strong beginning, but next you have to develop a sound plan and get into action. The longer you delay, the harder it will be to begin. Seldom is a plan perfect. If you have clear vision of your goal and a plan that is flexible enough to allow you to deal with unexpected obstacles or take advantage of unforeseen opportunities, don't delay another minute. That is for all of you overthinkers and perfectionists. God didn't bless me with that. I'm not a perfectionist. So, but some people are like, I can't send the message because it's not perfect. I can't do this because it's not my perfect script for my perfect book for the perfect prospect for all the things. So this is the positive action plan. It comes from Think and Grow Rich. A lot of people can't make it through that whole book, Think and Grow Rich. So it's just like excerpts pulled out like your daily devotional. Okay, just get into action. Even if you don't have to make adjustments, even if you do have to make adjustments later, it will help you focus your mind and channel your energy into the direction of your objective. Okay, so things that I am hearing are working well for people. 100-person reach out challenge. You can make it 100 people, you can make it 500 people, you can make it 1,000 people. I promise you, whatever you're doing right now, if you have goals that you feel like you are not hitting, or if you have goals that you're like, okay, I can start to feel a little bit of momentum, pour gasoline on that spark. More people, more conversations, more encouragements, more happy birthdays, more meeting people where they are, more coffee dates, more lunches, more of everything, okay? I am never, ever, 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 ever going to ask you to send a slimy, sleazy, cold message asking somebody to buy your pink drink. Okay. So for any of you right here, you're like, hold up, Sarah, I didn't get into network marketing because I wanted to be a pushy salesperson. Good, because neither did I. And I promise you, everybody on this call would agree that we know that we offer something that adds value to your life. Whether it's the income opportunity, whether it's the testimonials of the benefits of what our products are doing for people, you don't ever have to say, but Sarah told me I had to message 100 people and that feels really awful. Okay, that's here. That is a red light story that you're stopping yourself from doing the actions and you're derailing yourself with a negative energy, right? So people need what we have. That's just, it's fact. Everybody on this planet needs something that we can offer. Now, where the huge momentum is starting with people who are growing by 100 points, 500 points. I just saw a post this morning that there was a team that grew by 3,400 points in March. I want that. I want that. I know people want that. That comes from action and energy and just doing the thing, knowing that what we have is what people need. So a reach out challenge, get with your upline, get with your sideline, get with your downline, or just you and Jesus and say, you know what? We're gonna put our foot on the accelerator because we've been chilling in neutral for too long, and it is up to you. Okay. So whatever that goal is, me, I'm like, oh, yay, me, I messaged 10 people today. Okay. Trisha Rieger's sister messaged 60 people every day the entire month of March. 60 people a day. Now, that wasn't 60 people to say, hey, I want you to get on my Plexus, meet Plexus call tonight. Maybe 10 of those or 20 of those would have been an invite. By the way, it's Monday. We're getting on Meet Plexus so we can hear Melissa and Andrea, which is going to be absolutely amazing, right? I already posted graphics for you guys. 10 of those messages might be, hey, how are you doing? We haven't connected in a while. 10 of those messages might be, hey, I have no idea how we're Facebook friends. Remind me how we're connected. Would love to get to know you a little bit better. Like, it doesn't have to be weird, okay? Everybody write down, don't be weird. Just be a human. Let's just connect, interact, engage. Now, I'm going to out myself. I have never sat down and said, thank you so much for liking my post and supporting what I do. I really appreciate that, public like on social media, thank you. Like, how easy would that be? You could spend all of today probably just starting conversations with people, thanking them for engaging on your content and showing up. That might turn into, did you know I actually earn an income and that allows me to stay home and send my kids to a really expensive private Christian school? So it really means the world to me that you are supporting me, because social media is actually how I'm able to work from home. Have you figured out how to earn money on social media? Have you figured out how to monetize Instagram? I think that was Trisha Rieger's sister, Hannah, who blew it out of the water. I think that was her sentence. Hey, love connecting on here. Love your content. You bring so much value to this space. Actually, have you figured out how to monetize Instagram yet? One question. If they say, yep, I'm killing it, awesome. I'd love to learn from you. Nope, I'm not making any money. Can I share with you something that I'm doing? I'm actually part of a health and wellness company. When you join, you get a referral link. And when you grab 3 people, you get $300. So those are just some simple examples and ways for you guys to say, we're going to do a reach out challenge. Very good, Amy. Thank you. Do you make money on Instagram like I do? Boom, one sentence. Now, again, don't be weird. Don't just start a random conversation with somebody you've never connected with before. Hey, do you make money on Instagram like I do? They're going to be like, whoa. Okay, but just connect. connect, be human, and bring your energy. I promise you, if you show up in somebody's inbox with a voice message wishing them a happy Monday on a cold, dreary, rainy Monday morning, you might be the highest energy best friend that somebody has ever heard from that day, week, month, year, right? Let's just make it our goal to just go love on a whole bunch of people, okay? Awesome. Okay, so that's the first thing. Energy is influence. Person with the highest energy wins. Reach out challenge. We're going to chat about kind of a few things that are working. A lot of times you can say, well, Sarah, you don't understand. I have gotten like 1,000 no's this month. Like every single time I turn around, somebody tells me no. Awesome. Welcome to the club. I had 3 people just this week and say, Sarah, I just wanted to message you and let you know I'm not going to be doing Plexus anymore. And you know what? 14 years in, I'm like, I love you. I see you. I hope whatever you're shifting to works well for you, and may God bless you. Let's stay friends. That takes a lot of growth. I didn't freak out that 3 people, 3 level 1s were like, hey, I'm moving on to something different. Nope. There you go. It's okay. We're just going to keep our hands open and we're just going to say, awesome. Room for more. Find what works for you. Let the negativity fuel you. Let the no's fuel you. Now, I'm not going to say this is right, and don't take this to your marriage counselor or whatever, but when John Marble said, you can't do Plexus, I was like, oh, really? I think I may have said something like hide and watch or sleep on the couch. And, when I start cashing my checks and they get bigger than yours, then we'll have a conversation. It may have gone something like that. I can't really remember. I would not recommend throwing out there, well, I make more than you do now, so you have no room to talk. I don't use that. But for me, when I started my business, my husband, you guys have heard me say that before. I was literally sleeping with the enemy. My husband was the one who told me, you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, you won't do it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, game on. And that's what fueled me in the beginning. And I will admit to you guys, every Monday night before I walked out for my Monday night meetings and left him with the kids or whatever the case might be, we got in an argument every single Monday night, week after week after week after week, because he didn't understand. He didn't see the vision that the Lord gave me yet. He didn't understand what my driving force was. And if you go way back on my YouTube videos, every Monday, I started doing a Monday motivation from my car in my driveway before I got to my Monday night meeting. And those started because I knew I had to shift my energy, because it was usually because John and I had gotten in a fight over network marketing when I walked out the door every Monday before my meetings. And when I showed up to my meeting, I wanted to be able to show up with energy being influenced, and the highest person with the highest energy in the room wins. And I wanted to show up to my meetings fueled and motivated and inspired. So I took that negativity and I shifted it. So nobody is allowed to say, well, but my spouse doesn't agree with me, or no, but my best friend thinks that this is stupid, or my neighbor told me that I was in a pyramid scheme. Whatever that case might be, I want you to let your setbacks and your naysayers and the people who are blocking you and all the things, let that be your fuel if that's what it needs to be. Do not let it derail you from your dreams. So you have to bring your energy, fight for your dreams, get into action. I'm actually going to read or something that Trisha posted. So in between like private messaging and all the things, poor Trisha, she's trying to navigate all of the like, what are you doing? How are you guys growing? All of this. So she did make a quick post and she said, hey, the biggest question that I'm getting is, where does my sister Hannah find her people to message? She literally messaged every single person from her warm market, including every single person she was connected to on Facebook and Instagram. After that, she went to some of the bigger accounts on Instagram and started connecting with some of their followers. So for example, if I like Chip and Joanna Gaines, and I'm like, Joanna Gaines is my network, like the home decor and living in Texas and DIY, she would see that there's thousands and thousands and thousands of comments. This is just what I'm assuming. And then she would just start following and liking people that she felt like were a good fit for her network. Once you follow somebody, then you get new suggested people you might know or people you might want to follow. So then she followed them and started conversations with them. And those are basic examples. But she said she literally talked to anyone and everyone. She sends anything from connection messages to just saying, hey, I followed you because I love your content. And then she said the secret is in the mass amount of conversations she's in, not the mass amount of people that she's flinging pink drinks to, right? The massive amounts of conversations. Who are you talking to? What are you saying? What energy are you bringing? And all of the things. And when some team members and I did the reach out challenge last month and had some really good success with enrolling people, I'm like, I wonder why I don't do this every month. I wonder why, like, I go 1 month where I'm talking to all the people and sharing all the things, and then I get quiet. So from there, when you're in conversations, I just want you guys to be really good about your customer care. I've posted them a million times, but Brittany Howard and Christina Williams have those three duplicatable systems that they have taken the time to give us the PDFs. If you don't have them, I will try to repost them for you. The customer care follow-up checklist guide is phenomenal. What to do on day 1, 2, 3, day 5, day 7, day 10, day 14, 21, all the way through 90 days of customer care follow-up. If you're right here, you're like, I've got the energy, I'm doing the invites. Yes, Karen, I will. I'm doing the invites, I'm doing all the things. Like you keep saying, Sarah, that I just need to have action and not just a plan. If you keep saying that, I want you, oh, sorry, I got distracted for a second. That's my college kid telling me he registered for his classes. Hold on. Totally just, the customer care follow-up. If getting into action, if that only thing today is you're going to write 10 thank you notes or send out actual cards and go buy stamps, let that be your action for today. Because guess what? I still get a little pitter patter in my heart when I open up my mailbox and there's a colored envelope that has my name on it. Right. And like actually that somebody took the time to write with a pen. So maybe today you're just going to sit down and write all of your VIPs thank you notes. And that could be your action for today. Okay, but does anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts? Will I text Jackson real quick? You can unmute if you want to. You're like, yay, she's going to take a deep breath. I'm not yelling at you, I promise. I'm just super, super, super excited. Go ahead.
I have been feeling the Lord impress upon me to thank everybody who allowed us to go on the cruise. And I know it's April and the cruise has been, but I have been feeling this for a long time. And I was like, oh, it's not important. These other things are important. And then we're doing the draw the circle. And so that just keeps coming up to thank those people who allowed us to experience that. And so I'm sharing this here because somebody else may be in the same boat and just reconnecting with some of those VIPs. They may be past, contest started in September. And so they may be past our 90 days and follow up, but just connecting with them and things like that. So it may be something that the Lord would use in your life too.
Love it. Perfect. Okay. 2 more things I'm going to say, and then we're going to work for a little bit, but I definitely wanted this to be like beginning of the month, chit chat with all of you guys to kind of get things rocking and rolling. We have great incentives this month, dollar enrollment, add 3 and help somebody go silver, add 6, all of those things. One thing that I'm doing on my own is a quick team incentive. So I had some of these made. I can share with you guys Erin who made them. So I just told her what colors I wanted. But I don't know if y'all's Dollar Tree has these, but one of the things that I'm adding to all of my packages for $1.25, you can get prayer cards. It's today's prayer, and that has a Bible verse on the back. This is what's impossible for people is definitely possible with God, Luke 18:27. So I am putting either in my little customer care cards or when somebody wins this, I'm giving them their prayer cards with that. And that's just something a little bit kind of fun and extra that I am doing. But the last thing I'm going to say, if you're like, okay, listen, I can't do this by myself. You're right. You can't do this by yourself. Now it's up to you to shift your energy and to put your foot on the gas and to pour gasoline on sparks and start that momentum. But I want to read you for the March stats for Trisha Rieger's team. Because if you think to yourself, I can't do this on my own, I want to say amen. Thank you for network marketing, because it's teamwork makes the dream work, and we're all in this together. Okay, so for Trisha's team, they developed 1 sapphire, 3 emeralds, 5 senior rubies, 10 rubies, 9 senior golds, 32 golds, 52 senior silvers, and 112 new silvers in the month of March. So when you guys think about, I can't do this, I want you to shift that around and say, who can I help? Because they found 112 people who shared their referral link 3 times and went fast start silver, because those people were looking for an answer and a solution for how they could make $300 for their family that month. That to me is all the perspective in the world that I need, right? When I go to my report for new rank ups and don't see any of these numbers, which for them was a total of 2,293 new VIPs on their team for the month of March. What? Y'all, I've been in network marketing twice as long as them, and they're building most of their team from people they didn't know on Instagram. I have not enrolled one person ever from Instagram. That's still something that I'm going to learn. So, energy, action. That is our goal for April. Whatever you're doing, do more. If what you're doing isn't working, get with your upline and have a little bit of coaching and say, hey, listen, these are my goals. This is my why. I thought I had it figured out, but it's not working, and have somebody help work through that. Sometimes all it takes is for somebody to say, hey, tell me what your, April looked like or March looked like. And just from them saying it out loud, answering that question of like, oh yeah, I guess I really, am not going to see the results that I want to see. The last thing I want to challenge you on, if something feels like, hey, I don't really know what that is. Like if you don't understand the verbiage for how to share and add 3 and what, like you don't know the breakdown of where that money comes from, I want to challenge you today. Maybe today is the day that you go watch the recording of Meet Plexus and you actually write down, okay, adding 3 means you're going to go silver. That's $100. When you do it in a week, so she goes by Trisha, but it's Patricia Rieger, Regar. So $100 is for adding your first 3 going silver. And then when you fast start, you're going to get another $100. But then you've got the BBBs for 20% of whatever the combo is that they order, which is kind of averaged. And then you've got 18 pay points, or 18 of your Plexus pay points. And, you can say, I usually use $2.85, just as kind of a guessing point for what the pay point could look like for what the 18 times $2.85. That is going to be your total for when you share your referral link 3 times where that money comes from. I felt challenged this last week to wrap my brain around a little bit more of this whole GLP-1 conversation. And everybody has opinions and thoughts, which is completely fine. I will just share with you that if somebody feels like taking a GLP-1 injection is something that is what they want to do, there's no judgment from me. And I'm actually going to say, if you feel like that is a decision that you have made and you've done your research and you feel okay with that, I would love to support you on your journey by offering you BioCleanse, ProBio 5, and lean proteins, because we would like to help you feel your best while you're on this weight loss journey, right? But even in that, understanding the GLP-1 conversation, even as a nurse, I needed to kind of touch up on it. So I actually sat down for an hour, watched a few Dr. Hartman videos, watched a few other regular videos, people who are recommending, some of the injections, and then just did a little bit of my own research to understand that GLP-1 is a hormone. It's actually glucagon-like peptide 1. We have receptors in our body. We've got GLP-1 receptors in our brain, in our gut, all of the things. If you were to say these are receptors, sometimes it's kind of a hard thing to understand. So when you take a shot and you fill those receptors, it is going to make your body feel full, tell your brain, I'm not hungry, right? There's a few receptors that that shot fills. Well, when we naturally boost the production of the GLP-1 hormone, those receptors will be filled naturally by us boosting the promotion of that hormone. So when you take your Plexus Slim HC, it's going to help you feel fuller. When you add balance, it's also going to tell your brain, hey, guess what? We're going to block some carbs and sugars. We're going to work on that, the insulin kicking out, that whole cycle with your blood sugar and your insulin and all of that. We're going to add Restore because that does some amazing things. I did some research on berberine and what that can do for your metabolism. And it helped the big picture come together for me for, hey, if we want to quiet food noise, if we want to help boost your metabolism, if we want to say I'm fuller sooner, all of those things, we are going to naturally boost our natural GLP-1 hormone production in our own bodies so that we can fill those receptors and that we can have some of the similar results for people who are getting the shot and getting the receptors filled artificially, synthetically. That makes sense? So then for me, I'm like, go Plexus, right? Bring the energy. Tell me your goals. Let's go. Because you're going to reset and then you're going to order the slim, the balance, and I'm like, well, this is why we're going to build this combo. And if you want this is what I'm going to recommend for you. And it got me super, super excited. Again, our company knows what they're doing. They're picking ingredients on purpose. Now, as somebody who is an emotional eater who adores food, am I one that struggles with this? Absolutely. I made it an effort this last week to say, okay, Sarah, are you hungry? No. Are you bored? Yes. Do you want to eat just to feel good for? And when I kind of went through this flow chart in my own brain, most of the time it equaled me walking away from my pantry or refrigerator. And I also went to the store and bought $12 worth of Honeycrisp apples because when I go through that flow chart, it's, are you hungry? Well, maybe. Do you just want to eat something sweet? Yes. Well, guess what? We're going to add an apple because the fiber and what happens with an apple can help with restore and the detox process and the natural detox pathways and the fiber helping move all the crap out of your body. My gosh, life is great. So that is my little 2 cents for you when you go to your refrigerator and do that flow chart. The products that we have when you take them correctly. And so that's what y'all, I'm like, I wasn't drinking 2 Slims a day. Sometimes I was. Now, when you focus on, if you're drinking 2 Slims a day, a hydrate, an active, your restore, your lean, you're trying to get your greens in there somewhere. Like, honestly, there's not much time to eat. There's really not. And if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'm not losing weight, no. Perimenopause is a whole nother thing. We'll put that on the back burner for another call with a different conversation, which I'm also working through that. But there are definitely some things that I wasn't doing that I needed to be doing and some conversations that I did some research on. I put it in my notes section. I printed it up and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep reading this until I understand that if we support healthy blood sugar levels, we improve gut health, we reduce cravings naturally. All of this with increasing the natural production of our own hormone, GLP-1. We are going to fill those receptors and we're going to feel fuller sooner. We're going to turn our brain off from the food noise. We're going to, all of those things. We're going to balance our blood sugar. We're going to increase our metabolism. So it got me excited to be able to enter the conversation because guess what? There's tons of people out there who started the shots, who don't want to stay on them, who had benefits with the shots and now are weaning off and are looking for a natural, healthy alternative to maintain. There's lots of it. So I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus because I've put it out there too. A lot of times I think there can be some judgment passed on what people are choosing to use to get to the goals. I have been in a place where I'm like, you know what? I don't care what I have to do. I just want to wear a size 8 jeans. I just want to be skinny. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there who are going to do whatever they feel like they need to do to feel better about themselves. So I don't want to be judgmental and I don't want to turn people off to I have the only way to do things. I do know the only way about important things eternally. If you want to chat about that later, we can chat about that. But there is not only one way to lose weight or to get healthy or to feel great. Triplex, Restore, all the things. If you have not tried the new watermelon hydrate with pineapple active, I tempted my pineapple allergy and thank you, Jesus, I did not react. I reacted the first two times I drank hydrate pineapple. I did not react, and I am just over here in my own tropical heaven drinking watermelon lychee hydrate with pineapple active, thinking that the world is all sunshine and rainbows. So go order all of the stuff before it gets sold out. Um, anyway, that is kind of my 30-minute April Monday morning rant for you guys. I appreciate y'all jumping on as always. I will post those systems in our chat. It's Monday, so we're going to invite to the Meet Plexus tonight. We are going to do, like I said, if you want to post how many people you're going to reach out to for accountability, that's great, but just do more of it. So find you a soundtrack that gets you rocking and rolling. I don't know about you. If you haven't watched The Greatest Showman, you're missing out. That still does it for me. Megan Trainor has some songs that just, make me get up and want to dance. I watched The Life List this weekend on Netflix, and there's a song in there, and the I won't give it away, but the main character lip syncs in the car and does her little dance to a song on there. And I'm like, everybody needs a song that just raises your energy. You need to find something where if you get in a fight with your husband over network marketing and you know that you need to go to a Plexus meeting and you sit in your car for 3 minutes, what can help you create a new green light story? What can help you raise your energy? What can help fuel you and motivate you to go out and do the thing? Because people need what we have, and what we have is a gift and a blessing. And we can just keep telling y'all, this planet is really big. I promise you, there's people that have not heard about what we have. And if Patricia Rieger's sister Hannah can go from 420 points to over 1,600 points in 1 month by reaching out and saying, hey, can I help you earn some money on social media? What one can do, so can another, right? Awesome. Everything is figure outable. You guys are awesome. Let's rock and roll, and we'll come back next week. Y'all get ready to share your wins next week. Love you guys.